There's a snowstorm coming to Fortnite, and the Ice King is gathering power at Polar Peak. The Fortnite map is in trouble, and today we will find out why.
There are some pretty crazy things happening in Fortnite right now, and the main thing is this orb floating in the sky over at Polar Peak. As of right now, we don't know its true intentions, but in today's video, I'm going to be trying to break down everything to do with it and try and uncover its secrets and see what it has in store for the Fortnite map. Now, with Fortnite's latest update, we have this orb hanging in the sky, floating directly above the castle over at Polar Peak. There's a few questions we have to answer here, and that is, where did it come from and what's inside it? Because previously to this update, we haven't had any clue or information regarding this orb. It just suddenly appeared, and weirdly enough, it's dangling directly above where the Infinity Blade is, or where it was, because as of right now, there is a little icicle covering the Infinity Blade, and this orb is sitting directly above it. Now, that makes me think that the same kind of energy that powered the Infinity Blade is powering this iceberg, this orb in the sky. It's making it stay stable, it's making it float, it's making it spin, it's making it keep its shape. And I believe that the Ice King is trying to advance his plans and do something with this orb to either hatch the eggs or make something happen in the Fortnite map. Now, with this latest development of the orb in the sky, this could very well be the exact thing that the statue over at Tomato Temple was warning us about. Because as you guys know in the video I made, the statue was pointing over at Polar Peak. It was crying, it was warning us about something happening at Polar Peak. Originally, we thought it was the dragon eggs, but now as the weeks have gone by, we now know that it could very well be this orb. It could be the events leading after this orb has done its thing, because we don't exactly know what the orb is going to do or how it's going to behave, but judging by how it is, where it is, and what it's doing, we can make some pretty safe assumptions as to how this is going to play out. Now, what the orb could be doing is charging up. It could be powering up and waiting for the perfect moment to unleash whatever it's going to unleash. Now, what could be happening is it could be creating the perfect climate for the dragon eggs to hatch, because as people have said, and I've said in previous videos, the dragons in the eggs underneath Polar Peak seem to be either ice or water dragons. Now, normally with eggs, you heat them up. Say for example, a chicken would sit on the egg in order to warm it up and incubate it, and to get to the stage where it hatches into a baby chick. Now, this could be the same thing, but the complete opposite. Instead of you warming the eggs up, it's cooling the eggs down, and maybe this orb in the sky over at Polar Peak is doing the exact same thing. It's making the temperature cooler, it's cooling everything down and creating the perfect climate for the eggs to hatch. Now, another thing I noticed about this is the orb is planet-shaped. It's spherical, it's spinning like a planet, it's got debris and ice and snow revolving around it. Now, this could mean that it's collecting energy over time. It's spinning, it might even grow larger in size over the coming weeks as it gathers more snow and more ice, and it might get bigger and bigger and bigger, and maybe eventually when it gets to the size that it wants to get to, it could burst open and either hatching the eggs or doing something else. And that something else could be a shield around Polar Peak. Now, the reason for me believing this is that Ice King clearly wants privacy. He wants his plans to go perfectly smooth. He doesn't want any interferences. So he could very well, create an ice wall or a shield around Polar Peak so he can hatch his plans and hatch the eggs and everything. And the reason for me believing that there's a shield going to be created around Polar Peak, or there could be a shield, is the positioning of the orb. It's directly in the middle. It's right above the Infinity Blade location in the map. It's completely central to where everything is. And normally when you have the center of a circle, the rest of the circle, or the sphere forms around it, and it comes out equally in all directions, forming a kind of like sphere, spherical dome around whatever it is it's protecting. Similar to how you have, the shield in Harry Potter. In some of the later films of Harry Potter, the people at Hogwarts try to prevent Voldemort and you know, his followers from entering the school by creating a spherical dome, a spherical shield around the school in order to protect it. That could be something similar that's happening. The orb is gathering energy, it's spinning, it's building up mass over time, and then eventually it's going to burst and distribute all of that energy and all of that power and all of that gathered ice into an ice dome that is going to be seen in an upcoming event. Maybe we'll see the Ice King inside of the dome, and maybe Fortnite are doing this on purpose so we can't actually go in to Polar Peak and go into the castle when this event is happening. Because if nothing was going to happen and there was no shield, we could walk into the castle, interact with the Ice King, or go down to where the dragon eggs are and explore the castle freely with it, you know, during the event. And I believe that Epic are trying to prevent this by eventually forming a shield and a dome around the castle so we can't enter, so that the Ice King can be seen in the event, or the dragons can be seen in the event, doing their whole thing without being interrupted by other players, either blowing everything up or building around Polar Peak to try and block the view or everything, because people are trolls. But this is really interesting. I have a couple of theories on this. It's either going to create the perfect conditions to hatch the eggs, or it's going to create a shield and a dome around Polar Peak that's going to kind of protect the Ice King and the castle for an upcoming event. Either that, or it's something completely different. Some people have speculated that it could, you know, start to move like the cube has done in the past. When the cube entered the map, the cube moved around different parts of the map, causing havoc and destroying loads of stuff. It destroyed part of Tilted, and people have been, you know, speculating that it could move to different parts of the map. I don't know why it would do that. Maybe it's trying to spread more of the snow and ice to different parts of the map. Maybe that's why it could move. But my guess is that it's going to stay where it is, and I think that it's going to build up mass over time. It's going to get bigger, it's going to grow larger. But those are just my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Do you believe that it is the dragon? Do you believe that it's going to create a shield around the map? Do you believe that it's going to change more of the Fortnite map and cover it in ice? So let me know what you think. But if you enjoyed the video, please be sure to leave a like on it. If you want to see more videos like this, subscribe to the channel, because we have now hit 10,000 subscribers. Thanks to you guys. It really means a lot. Thank you very much for your support. It is greatly appreciated. But with that, my name has been Sleekozzy, and I will see each and every one of you in my next video. Goodbye, guys.